Welcome in, folks. Kind of a crazy start already. I think both players are maybe fighting over this elephant. But welcome in. This is the final best-of-5 decider in the qualifier for the League 3v3 event, which will be a 9-team event. And it's a 9-team event for like $65,000 or something along those lines. Here we've got Kingston for Team Onimaru Barbetacos. Onimaru has 3 teams. 2 of them have already made it. So we'll see if the third Onimaru team makes it in. Kingston just dealing with the Komodo Dragon just fine. I think this team's really good. Prior to them joining Onimaru and being on the same team under their esports tag, they were on a team they created themselves called Barbetacos because you got 2 Brazilians, that's barbecue, and then you got a Mexican, that's tacos. So that's the history of the name. You got Miguel over here, longtime AoE2 pro, playing as the Vikings. You got Kingston playing as the Ethiopians. And then the red, we got Dogao, who is going to have to just carry as he typically does so well, playing as the Georgians. On the other side, we've got Nocturna. So there's 5 German players in this team. We've got running very solid, 2,800 elo these days, playing as the Georgians. In the blue, we got Target playing as the Wei. And then over here, we have Anatov playing as the Gurjaras. And this is one of the hardest maps to play because there's everything. There's the water on the sides. The water also connects through the middle. Land units can also go through the middle. Your pocket player's always like very forward on the front, which makes life extremely awkward. So lots can go right, lots can go wrong. And I feel like just thinking about the series, I think Nocturna's my favorite. Because I think maybe they're going to have, like, that one extra strat. Like, that one extra thing that they can do to maybe get a win here. But, I don't know. We'll find out. This should be a close one. And Dimmy says Brazilian barbecue is the best. Yeah, so I was just in Brazil, and it was explained to me that the area we were in wasn't known for barbecue as much. Which I was kind of bummed for. I did have really good experiences with the Brazilian food, but, like... It wasn't like the barbecues per se. It was just like a decent amount of like steak and whatnot. So, but yeah, it was like, what's the food around here? And they're like rice and beans and like steak. And I was like, oh, okay, I can make that work. It was a good time. I find the last, there's gonna have to be some deviation from the strat, certainly. Like the last time I saw this team, Onimaru Barbetacos, play this map. They had Miguel go full water with Vikings, which he's Vikings again. He tried to full stonewall, like fully in the corner. And what happened was his teammates all died because there was 3 people going land and his water didn't pay off fast enough. So maybe they feel like they still had promise and they just need to have some slight changes. But this is a lot to wall, man. And there could be armies coming forward. I will say, Target is not typically a very aggressive player, so maybe if they know Target is here, they feel like Target's probably going to wall, and Target is actually going to go to water himself. Onimaru is using 3 of their top 5 civs for this. Wow, that's pretty crazy to start the series like that. A signal from Dogao. He's telling his team there's a second dock from Anatov, so Anatov will play water. Dogao is not, by the way. Dogao was planning on playing scouts. And then I don't think they exactly know what Target is going to do, but Target is going to play water as well. Meanwhile, we got scouts on the front from running. We're going to have archers on the front from Kingston. And big walls. And already, Miguel's lost a scout. And we got the scouts here from Nock. And, oh, if you're going to play water and you get your second dock denied, this is horrible. Horrible start for Onimaru Barbetacos. That's so bad. I mean, your whole build is to go water, and you don't have a second dock up. It's just... I think you just got to run a vill this way and dock down here or something. That's not what you want. You got like one vill out here is supposed to wall, but also supposed to dock. Oh, that's brutal. Not what they wanted at all. Sao Paulo has the best everything food place. This is Southern talk. Well, I talked to Dogao. I don't know exactly where Dogao is in Brazil, but that's who I talked to. But yeah, I was in Sao Paulo. To the chatter asking where I was in Brazil. And the event's also on the YouTube channel if you want to check it out. It's called Brazilian Dynasty. A lot can change. A lot can change. It was a rough start here from Miguel, obviously. But he is walling. He's going to stonewall here. And he's still hoping to get the walls down. Now, I don't know if Miguel actually knows what he's up against here. Like, they have no scouting. They probably are assuming that this is going to be some type of scout play from the enemy. So unfortunate for Miguel to lose that villager as well. But yet, now you see galleys. And if you see two galleys, you know he's gone double dock. But, like, this is great for Target. Because Target's super structured behind walls. You get extra vills for every eco upgrade. You can get the gold upgrade, get the wood upgrade. And you've killed villagers. And you've also got the navy. So, pretty good start there. Dogal, he's defending his fish against a big navy approach from Anatov. But he's moving forward with scouts. And there's also the archers from Kingston. They're going to try and get some damage. It's all about the damage control now for the German team, which are looking pretty good. Kind of feels like Anatov is going to build... He's planning on building 2 towers ahead of time. Knowing this pressure could come his way. I think the good thing for Miguel is, like... You're fully walled now, so you're not going to get hit. And you can just focus on whatever your build is going to end up being here, right? The bad thing, of course, is, like... I don't know if you can call it unnecessary damage, because I think it's very risky, but I think the big thing was having that dock a little bit delayed. It puts him a little bit more on the clock. I wonder if Target will ever deviate. Like, they might do the same thing. They might just both crazy wall, and they both just might see who can win water there. Yeah, this is what Anatov was planning on. Remember, he took enough stone to build another tower. So he can tower here, and then if the army starts to attack this side, he could tower here as well, in theory. Maybe could stonewall a little bit. I think you just tower your gold right now. Tower your gold, and then you're fine. But if you wait, this becomes a problem. Scouts are coming from running, so running's here to support. And running's almost like waiting for them to dive, because then they can't come back. Onimaru will run in. I think they see the tower. And I think they also see that running is basically baiting them and waiting. It looks like running is probably going to get a lot of upgrades and produce a lot of army here, so you need to be careful. Kingston's archer micro is incredible, by the way. So I wouldn't expect him to make any mistakes. And they are going to run in, because they figured, well, he's going to have a gold in there, right? But now there's 2 towers, and now you're like, that's just not something you're expecting. So that was really cool preemptive thinking from Anatov, that he took that stone. It looks like Dogal is going to lose his water here. And big fishing ship count incoming for Anatov as well. All the fishing ships will go down for Dogal. And they'll try and move this pressure over towards Target. Target seems to be hearing about this. And we'll have a couple houses. And maybe some stone walls. Meanwhile, on water, looks like this is going pretty good for Target. 4th dock incoming for Miguel. So, still feels like his game plan is just play water fully this game. Thing about Target, I will say that his multitasking isn't really his strength. Typically, it is for Miguel. So I think if Target's also getting harassed over here, if he's also being told he needs to wall and whatnot, that's where he could start to lose some fights on water. I feel like running, like, it's not a bad thing, because he's the only lands player right now, but he is investing a lot into this age just to try and keep his teammates protected. And I think the lack of a good castle time could be a problem if Kingston clicks up. Kingston's not going to boom this game. He's going full army. He sold all of his stone, still producing archers. He's built this little bubble here. And running wants to take the fight. Kingston's going to want some archers when he makes the next stage. Dogal doesn't have any blacksmith upgrades. They take the fight, though. And the archers should get some free volleys here. Like, this to me is a horrible fight for running. If you're going to clear anything there, I think you really want to clear the archers, and we are starting to see the problem for Nocturna. Because they just haven't had land presence, and now Target, I don't think his plan was to have to use this range. And he loses a Vil, and now he needs lots of house walling here. Running clearly thought he was going to win that fight. I think a tower is needed for Target. Yep, we'll see. See if he panics. He drops an archer range there, which could actually be attacked. Is he going to lose? Oh my god, he just lost 175 wood, losing the archery range, and now he's losing water. This is what we said, right? You get hit at the same time, it's always going to be difficult. But he just lost 175 wood, and he lost a Vil, and he's forced into a tower. A really nice play from Dogao and Kingston. And I think... Oh, there's navies here from Anatov, though. Ooh, interesting. I didn't realize... I guess it makes sense. Anatov can come over here because he won water. He's got 12 fishing ships, by the way, so he's got a very good eco. And he'll be in Castle Age, and he will be here to support with army. But still, Target does not have defense for this. If this army gets in, he has big problems. Like, they have to hold the line. They have the eco lead, but they need to keep this army out. The Target clearly wants to play Jean Bays with the double archery range here. Honestly, I think you should run in. This house is going to go down. I think you should take the house down and run in. It might be a really poor decision, but... Yeah, double tower. Clearly, Target didn't want them to come through there. And now you can run around, and now this army can live back here in Castle Age, and it becomes impossible for Target to expand. Miguel's probably going to kill him on water as well, remember. Miguel's had a slow start, but things can start to recover pretty nicely for him. Running. Good news for running is he's not being hit yet, but he's had to drop some towers as well. So that's seemingly been the strategy here for Nock. Is like, just drop towers and hope for the best. Every player has 2 towers on their team. Archers are going to run this way from Kingston. Good farming eco from Dogao, despite not having fish. He will drop town centers. He will start to boom. And there's the Jean base. I'm seeing Target really struggle with the multitasking. The order in which he wanted this game to flow is not there. He doesn't have a stable for bloodlines yet. He doesn't have like all the towers where he needs them. He needs some time. And he's going to lose the water. I think Miguel should waste no time here, and Miguel should be making a move this way. Like, he needs to... He kind of already is. In my opinion, he needs to be trying to kill Anatov's fish, because Anatov is going to have a crazy boom. Anatov's at 60 eco right now, so they need to get some damage done. Targets... He's not out of the game, but this has been so brutal. Dogao and Kingston have done such a nice job. Pushing him off the gold, delaying his town centers... Killing more villagers here. Like, they killed 4 villagers, but like the Jean Bays are just melting. Just not the game Target wanted, right? He wanted to play full water. It goes back to that fight from running, right? Like, running's job was to clear this army, and he wasn't able to get it done. And there goes Miguel with the Navy. So I think that like free fish boom that's supposed to exist for Anatov is going to disappear soon. I don't know if they're ready for it. Crossbows from Kingston still running around. But yeah, but that was the plan, right? Is they would have running clear up 2 armies with the faster attacking Jurchen scouts, and it didn't end up working out. I would hate to play this forward position. It's got to be so complicated. You run out of wood, you're ranged by everything. It will be cav archers for running, which is pretty good with his civ, to be fair. Now, what Miguel did in the last time I saw him try this, which, again, they lost that game. But what he ended up doing, as we see... Oh, hold up. Shravamshas are here. Shravamshas are supposed to be good against the crossbowmen. Kingston's micro is excellent. He's trying his best. But I think he's going to get cleared here. I still think the engagement's actually pretty good for Kingston. Shravamshas are so overrated, dude. This is a fake unit. I hate this unit. I've hated this unit ever since they added it, to be honest. Don't let me get started, but he got full armor, so I don't know what more you're supposed to hope for there, but that does not seem like a counter to archers to me. I think maybe the imp version is where there's a big jump. Good raids here, though. We got the scouts in the back from running. He's hoping to harass. All the fish for Anatov is garrisoned inside the docks, though. But he's going to end up losing that. Are you saying it was better before? No. The balance of the unit's almost impossible. It's like, it's either really OP or it's kind of garbage. And because it was really OP, they nerfed it. And now I think the unit kind of sucks. So, yeah. But the fact that it my biggest gripe with it is that the fact it says it has a dodge and you will watch the arrows hit it. It's like, that's not the definition of dodge. But yeah, once that, like, shield is gone, essentially, it's just a really low HP unit with low attack. I think the logic, though, is like, even if the unit's slightly subpar, if you have the eco on water, you can make slightly subpar units and get the clear and be happy with it. But the problem is their eco advantage was incorporating water, and they just really don't have the water anymore. And to finish my point, I think Miguel is going to boom. He's going to get to imp, and he's just going to send all of his resources to his allies. You're only allowed to send resources to allies when you're in the Imperial Age. And that's what Miguel did last time. I still think it's good. It works for his gunpowder too. That is OP in itself. It's situationally good. Yes, it's situationally good. But I personally don't think the unit is very strong at what it's designed to do, which is like be a good option against the crossbowman. So great job from Kingston. I gotta say the hardest role this game has been Kingston, and he's just been everywhere. And Kingston and Dogao combining is crazy. So far, I'm regretting my prediction that Nocturna is going to win this 3-2 because I'm just seeing the level difference and the experience of these two. The cohesion is unbelievable. These two are just always together, man. And that combo's tough for camel civs because camels can fight the knights, but not if there's crossbows there. It just goes back to that age-old, that combination you want in team games. Yeah, this is a horrible fight. You can't win this fight. He's like, oh, I mixed in Shravamshas. I can fight the crossbows. No, horrible fight. Horrible fight. Especially when the micro is good for Kingston. But they're running out of ideas here, guys. Worm, Codeman Blue, welcome in, guys. Thank you for the primes. Look at big walls for Miguel as well. Target coming into the game now. I actually haven't seen Target's army around. He has been booming back into the game. He is playing in towards the Jean base. He is going to stop a bit of a wall here for Miguel. But actually, at what cost? He still doesn't have bloodlines! So the unit's got 36 HP. Oh, man. No bloodlines is painful. Yeah, experienced team game players will see this, and they'll just take your stables. They're like, oh, yeah, you need to make armies, so I'm just going to camp your production and look back at my economy, waiting for you to respond. Running will come this way. So finally, running and Anatov can combine a little bit. But guys, Kingston had 0 fish this game. He doesn't have any like epic eco bonuses with the Ethiopians. He's got 75 vills behind this. Kingston is a maniac. He's so good. Defending himself perfectly against the raids. Like, look at this economy for him, man. It's so good. And they're just massacring. This is a slaughter. This would ruin some confidence for me. You come in feeling good about your game plans, and sometimes you just run into a level that's significantly higher, and you feel it right away. I don't think this fight goes very well here for Nocturna, and I think we see a GG soon after. And I think the camels just get focused down by the crossbows. The Shravamshas are going to melt, like we said, especially if there's knights in the mix, and the Cav Archers don't find the answer either. Amazing battle, and GG domination from Onimaru Barbetacos. That was sick. Remember how brutal the start was for Miguel, right? Like, Miguel lost a bunch of vills. He could have lost water. He ended up recovering water in the end. But it really was just Dogao and Kingston consistently working together with their army. And that Scout Archer combo, it went over here, forced a couple towers. Didn't kill any vills, but forced a couple towers. And then they went directly over to target. I think that moment in the game was the biggest moment in the early game, where Running took that big fight and he lost it horribly. If he felt he was going to lose that fight, he doesn't take it, right? So I think in reality, he needed a little bit more patience. And I think Target needed to do a slightly better job with the damage control. I think I saw a little bit of panic against the pressure because he was also having to deal with the water there. So, yeah, good job. I mean, in the end, Miguel's going to go imp. Miguel's going to send all of his extra resources to his allies and then probably, you know, just basically play water for the rest of the game. And Onimaru, they did use their best civilizations. They used like 3 of their 5 top civilizations for game number 1 there, which is not typical. So I think from a draft perspective, Nocturna will still be fairly happy. They still have lots of strats to come. All right, so I'm excited for this. I think that maybe Onimaru are onto something. Civ-wise, this definitely is not a matchup where I would normally foresee them to do well. Because like Turks, top tier. So we got Turks flank from Running, and this is one of Running's best map. In the yellow, then you got Anatov. Anatov's Lithuanians. You got a couple relics. You start with the castle already. Latus are an insane unit. They ignore armor. They have high attack. Just busted. I think Anatov will crush. And then over here as well, you got Bohemians, like early gunpowder, Halbhuvnica. The list goes on. The civs are stacked for Nocturna. They want to tie this up. Over here, we have Burmese. Now, Burmese are a respectable flank civ on this map. You can make Arambai. You have good infantry. Like, you got some options there. Wouldn't say they're the best, but again, there's options. And then the green, we got Hindustanis. Now, Hindustani, oh my god. Hindustanis are the one civ that I think is absolutely top tier on this map. Because you get Imperial Camel with a very big boom. So that civ fits. And then you've got Muisca, which I think everyone's like slowly coming to terms with. This civ is sneaky OP. And it's probably for the Guecha Warrior, which is their unique unit, which is like a ranged... yeah, it's a ranged unique unit. And the description of it is it's a ranged skirmisher. But I said in my videos, I think you just need to forget the fact it's described as a skirm. Don't do that. Think a high pierce armor archer. I think, honestly, if the description didn't say skirmisher, I really think that people would have thought the unit's a bit more valuable. I think the unit's really good. So, but is it good enough to beat Turk gunpowder? I don't think so. Are like Arambai good enough to beat like Bohemian gunpowder? I also don't think so. But maybe they create a little bit of chaos. They get some map control and they go for the kill. In fact, I think the kings for Nocturna should be back here already. Like, if your civs are the best, you put your flanks kings in your pockets base. Unless your team OS Plus. Because yesterday OS Plus did that. And then the one guy lost his king over here. To Regicide legend Kamigawa, who won Regicide Rumble 5 and will be participating in Regicide Rumble 7, which is this week, starting on Wednesday. You should watch. But yeah, smart move. All the kings are going to go hang out together. And I just think both teams need to do that, to be honest. But especially if you think you've got a civ win. Like, if you think you have the best civs, just don't mess around with that king. Yo, Parker, what's up? Says, hello, leg ends. Dude, welcome. Can we get some leg ends spam in chat? AKA, legend? Thanks, man. Did you intentionally make the leg end joke because of the emote? Or did you try and spell legend and now I'm making fun of you? I didn't mean to do that, but thank you. But yeah, back to the Guecha Warrior. Like, it's super tanky. I think you can have a really nice fast castle with the settlements. Other civs that have unique units have to invest a little bit more for their eco. It's respectable. So, but it's not like... It's not top tier. Which is why, as we watch this very fit king run around here for Dogal, I think it's actually smart drafting from them. This is Nocturna's best map. I think you have to expect that you're going to lose a game or two today. So maybe you just kind of low-key give them this one. And give yourself like that 20% shot with something crazy. And by the way, Kingston's on stone. Or sorry, he was on stone. Never mind. Interesting how he built a mining camp there and now has left the stone. I don't know what that means. What do the Kings do in that tower? Well, if you watch the intro of Age of Empires 2, they're playing chess. I don't know how you play chess with 3 people. I don't even know how those kings fit in there because they're so massive, but they're in there somehow. And by the way, dude, like, I think that more teams need to just go for a king snipe before they're obviously dead. Like, if the game is trending that you're probably going to lose and you can't think of anything, just try. Right? Just try. Like, no one's upgrading their towers. Make a run for it, dude. Now, the Kamigawa snipe yesterday was really cool because he went when the game was still kind of even. But I think he was going for an eco raid and then saw the tower when he was in there. But it doesn't seem like Onimaru's that interested in having the kings hang out together. I guess maybe there's not a lot of similarities between these. Maybe they can't really agree on certain topics. So, by the way, I hate this. Devs, this happens every game. Every game, a random wood villager, after finishing a tree, will just stop working. I've reported it internally. But, yep, like, they're... Oh, okay, that guy just got blocked. But sometimes they'll genuinely just stop working, and then they don't show up when you click the idle villager hotkey. It's been this way since the new patch, so I doubt the devs are watching right now, but I will continue to report it. Looks like we'll see the TCs. So yeah, like, when I saw the Vills on Stone for Kingston, I kind of assumed that that meant he was going to go for another castle. But that's kind of crazy because you already start with one. And I don't know if a forward castle really does that much. Most of the games have just been economy. Because it's so tough to get value from making any military. So I think we'll see the economies and then we'll see the military added in later. Yeah, devs do watch this stream. So that's fair. There might be someone watching this stream, but I don't know. It depends on the dev. The cool thing about World's Edge is they typically do a really good job. They hire from within the community. So, like the majority of people that I interact with, I actually was like friends with, and they were part of the scene when the game was like basically dead, right? Like, I'm not going to name names. I don't want to like, you know, choose favorites here or anything. But yeah, I know a lot of people who work for the game who have been around the game for a very long time. I think it's amazing. But there's also like very big dev teams, so I don't know like, absolutely everyone. The other cool thing is I've met devs at LAN events. I had multiple people in London tell me, so they're wearing the dev t-shirt, right, for Forgotten Empires. And I had these people, and I recognized their usernames from chat and whatnot, and they're like, T90, I would have never found the game if it wasn't for you, and now I work on the game. And they just felt like super grateful that they worked on the game because they found the channel and, you know, the community's back. I was like, damn. And then I joked, I was like, oh, good. So I can run past all my balance ideas past you because some of these bonuses are just getting a little out of hand. And then they awkwardly laughed. And I said, I'm just kidding. I won't pressure you. And then we went our separate ways. But yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. I don't know if they worked on the balance side anyways. Here come the Arambai. And so maybe Kingston earlier was thinking a little bit of map control and then a forward castle and then imp. It feels like this is a mini boom, 2 TCs into Fast Imperial right now. And if you know you're up against that, if you're target, I think the key is you want to have enough map control to stop a forward castle. Devs are not responsible for balance changes, though. Well, it depends. Everyone wears different hats, right? Some people work on multiple things. I don't really know everyone's exact definitions. Interesting little corridor in the woodline here. It's like, it feels like this should be used for something. I feel like there could be a trap. And probably won't end up really doing much. Target's going to add the Hussite wagon now. And Kingston's score is like suspiciously low, which might indicate that he's going for the fast imp. And here come the villagers from Kingston. He wants to drop a forward castle. But he doesn't even have the stone for it yet. Look at him try and balance out the res. Click up. Needs a little bit more gold. Okay, now he can click. And then he needs to buy the stone. There's a scout from Miguel here. There's a scout from Target. Target's going to look around. Dude, his arena experience is telling him an awful lot right now. And he sees the vills. He knows what that means. So I think maybe if you're Target, you just got to idle your TCs and try and click imp here. So you don't lose the Trebor. Where are the kings of purple and red T90? Yeah, they're in here. They're in yellow space. So they're all overlapping, so you can't see them. Okay, forward castle from Kingston. Don't forget, there could be army from others as well, right? Like, there could be a Latus out here for all he knows. The Arambai do 1 damage a hit. Or, sorry, 5 damage a hit. But it feels like 1 damage a hit here. And that is a very bold castle. But this is the energy you need with a fast imp. It's all about your castle position. If you get this castle up, Your trebuchets then can range that castle very quickly. And this has been amazing so far from Kingston. He hasn't lost any vills. Look at him pull the vills away. This is crazy. Like, that's not easy. You pull back the weak villagers at the perfect time. He also hasn't lost any Arambai. He might lose the vills now, but the castle goes up. And, well, now, the awkward thing is he actually had... He might lose villagers because his villagers can't work on the gold. And Target's just going to camp underneath the castle, but castle does go up. Target's idling his TCs, which I think is the right play. Just stop producing vills. You know you're ahead already. Try and click up to the Imperial Age. There's a monk in there too, which Kingston's trying desperately to get, and he does get it. Yeah, it's annoying though. Like, these vills, that's a fourth of your economy, and they can't take resources because these Hussite wagons are still sitting there. It's really good detail. And now Miguel. I don't know why Miguel's out here. Miguel wants to build forward stables, but the scout from Target's there and finds the vill. I don't think Target's paying attention though. Yeah. I guess he wants to build forward stables. They just want to kill fast. Guechas are out on the map. Dugao holding that map control a little bit. Maybe hoping to get the relics. He's actually got a pretty sizable economy here. And Mangonel comes forward. The Hussite wagons have to back away. And now Kingston can take that. And now Kingston's got his first treb. So this is why you move your king early. Because you might forget. But this is also why you pick Bohemians. The fact that you can research chemistry on the way to Imperial Age is insane here. Because you can, the second you're an imp, you can make bombard cannons and make hand cannons maybe. I will say Arambai are pretty good against hand cannons, but the economy is still kind of a weak point for Kingston. And it does, a lot of this comes back to the support player. Double castle from Anatov. Anatov just now getting his first relic. And his second. Maybe he just delayed getting them so we could get the boom. I saw 3 that were around. His allies didn't take any of them. It's going to be Cav Archers from running. Is Cav Archers the play against the Guecha warrior? Isn't Guecha high enough Pierce Armor to deal with Cav Archers? I guess Turk Cav Archers are really, really good. I don't know. Yeah, Target's been pressured before. He's pre-building houses in the back because he knows he's going to lose the castle. He makes it to Imp. Eco lead's not that sizable. It's only 15. And when you start to lose town centers, that might even change. But you basically stop the line here. As long as you stop the line here, you're somewhat satisfied. The bombard cannon is on the way out from that siege workshop. This is where Miguel wants the immediate flood of army. This is where he's here to support. Heavy camel already coming in. Good pressure here from Kingston. Nock have to win this game. Like, this is their map. This is what they're good at. This is also what they've drafted heavily around. Cav Archers. I mean, 90 HP versus 55 right now, so it should be pretty good. And he's in the Imperial Age, and he has chemistry. So, yeah, Dogal's got to get away. Town Center down for target. And actually, Siege Workshop went down, too, so he doesn't have a bombard cannon yet. Camels aren't very good against the gunpowder, but if it's a combo, maybe that could work. And there we go. Now, the Arambai, if they can hit multiple targets, can clear this. Is this a problem for target right now? It seems like it is. Oh my god, the Arambai are shredding the hand cannon so fast. Where's the support from Anatov? I'm waiting for that support from Anatov. The latest are back here, but now that the hand cannons are cleared, you're running into camels, and that's a problem. The combinations from Onimaru have just been so good here. Dogal's got a hold, by the way. Dogal's going to be pushed, but, like, that might not matter if target just gets wiped up. Dogal's going to be okay. Theme so far is target has just been pressured massively. And also, Onimaru is just able to get these 2v1 timings. I'm sure Dogal is mentioning there's going to be bombard cannons here, but, like, I think Miguel's telling him, like, I'm just going to focus here, man. Because target's screwed. I really like the forward stables from Miguel. Because the production gets here just that much faster. And, oh, no, target. Yikes! Pain, bro. It's a slaughter. They will lose the Trebs back here to the Elite Latus, but I think they've done enough damage where they could be satisfied. Those Bombard Cannons still have not moved out. The Cav Archers have actually come from running to help. It's not what you want to do. And oh my god, bro! Oh my god, he's so busy elsewhere. Oh my god. Look away, children. Look away. Look away. If you have children in the room, close their eyes. This is a massacre. I think Running's distracted right now. He's looking over this way. He is in someone else's base. He ran across the map for that. But yikes. Luckily, they find an equally good engagement on the Arambai after that. But, dude, that was rough. Imperial Camel on the way for Miguel. In for Miguel. And Target still has enough army to recover, but now, because Running is on the other side, Dogao feels like he can push. I love this wall from Running. It's a really intelligent wall because they're going to want to start to set up trade, but there's going to be some pressure here. Ultimately, it's frustrating for Running. He hasn't been able to push with the cannons. And it looks like they're going to switch sides, but, like, guys, don't they... If they go over to Dogao's side right now, doesn't, like, Target just die? I mean, honestly, Onimaru probably needs to do a better job at noticing this. And, yeah, they will notice the castle there. They are going to try and get some raids, and Anatov is going to mix in some helps. But I thought if all the camels went right here that they could get the clear. I guess Yellow did leave him some helps. And, yes, they're going to have a big combo. Elite late to 16 plus 5 attack, and Turk Cav Archers 100 HP with 7 plus 4 attack. Guaches are strong, but they are not strong enough to win this fight. If 40 Guaches clear this unit is the most broken unit in the game. There's no way. It's good pressure from Dogao. And they do kill the Latus very quickly. But I think Dogao's just telling his team, you got to kill elsewhere right now. Because they're all over here. Miguel's in the back over here. Miguel's going to try and get some raids here. They're getting the raids here as well. In the main fight, though, the Guaches are going to die. That's good damage dealt by Dogao, but those are some expensive losses. And this could lead to his base getting pushed pretty heavily here. So his team's got to step it up. Step it up, they try. They'll move in this way. Try and get into the back corner. Let's not forget the king's back there, but it's still in the walls. Dogao patrolling those Miguel having those camels in the back is really annoying. They're going to have to deal with that. And actually, the camels and the Guaches are meeting up this way, too. This castle's actually done a lot, and the castle might stay up as well. These camels taking down the market. Miguel moving in this way. The target has chased this down. And they're thinking about a push to get rid of Kingston's castle. Remember, Kingston's eco is not the best right now. Guys, these Guaches are pretty nuts, though. Like, if he had any camel support, he might have maybe won that fight before. It was just mainly a numbers game. And Cav Archers from Running have to come back. Dogao's got so many castles producing them. He's got 4 castles. Look at the stables now. Send the units over this way. I think what they should do... Okay, they just did it. I was actually going to say they need to get resources to Kingston. Because Kingston needs to be on Elite Arambai. And his eco has been kind of weak. So I think that's the right call here. Really smart teamwork. Dogao doesn't need this castle. But they just want to threaten this position because they want to consistently threaten trade. And Dogao overextends. And the camels are all attacking the buildings here. The camels are not yet there for Miguel. The fact that he built his stables to help Kingston is hurting. It's especially hurting that Kingston's actually starting to potentially lose some grounds here, too. Yeah, Guaches are not looking as good as they were before. The army count for Nocturna is just ridiculous, dude. 70 Cav Archers from Running. 70 military from Anatov. And then look at the military counts on the other side. They need to push back here. Nice turnaround from Nocturna, because this got really awkward for a second. See how the Elite Arambai perform. This unit either seems really good or really bad, with no in between. That's my feeling anyways. And let's see. Obviously, yellow doesn't have consistent halb production here, so I feel like the camels will actually contribute a lot once these halbs are gone. They do get some value there. And yeah, now the halbs are gone, and now the push continues. But over here, this is where the problem sets in. Bombard cannons are moving forward. Dogao needs more military. He's not producing military. Like, he's not producing Guecha at all. He's no Q. I guess the hand cannons did a good enough job here. It's just, I think that the Turk and the Lithuanian player are maxed out now. Like, this is the army that you pick this Civ for. And there was a timing attack for Dogao with the Guechas and with the Kingston with the Arambai, but like the units are just not as strong as you'd be hoping for to really get a considerable push going. And you combine that with just the lack of military numbers. Like, the numbers are just so incredibly bad. I think the game might be over soon. This is actually where you got to go for a King Snipe right now, before it's obviously over. But it would have to be Miguel. I think Miguel would have to go with, like, the Arambai and go with the camels. They'd have to get through somewhere. It feels almost impossible. The latest dive. If Dogao loses the castles, there's no way that he can make more Guecha, and that's been the concern. He hasn't had the numbers. Yeah, the King Snipe would be, like, a real desperation attempt right now. And Kingston would have wanted to be able to do a little bit more. But Nocturna have nocturned it around. And I think we see the GG any second now, to be honest. Like, they've hit an absolute wall of death. Can't do anything. It was close, though. I don't know. Like, I think Dogao knew this was going to get bad, which is why he tried to pressure, so I don't hate that. He's going to run with his king now. Like, I think it was a good decision. But I guess it was really tough for Miguel to make enough camels to fight on both sides. And, like, the Arambai just don't look very good now. Like, it was weird. Like, Target took big damage, and then he could just stand here. And it was never really an issue, right? Are some camels back here. All the castles going down for Dogao. Maybe it was a mistake to add trade, too. But I think the thinking is you're basically threatening their trade routes. And then adding trade yourself. So long-term, you'll be able to have more golds. I don't have many easy answers here. I also don't think it was bad for Miguel and Kingston to try and raid back here. I think it was fine. In the end, maybe Miguel needed to just build the stables at home. Like, I always like to build the stables at home, and then it's an equal distance to go to the left or the right. But their strat was to kill the right. So it was understandable he built the stables over there. What's up, Eberk? Welcome back. Thank you. Good guy Piggle, welcome back as well. Hey, these Cav Archers just will not die, man. Arambai will go in. Cav Archers are kind of stacked up, which isn't exactly what you want against the Arambai. He changes the formation on them. But if Kingston is here, does that not mean he's getting pushed? It looks like he's about to be. The target pushing back. Nice turnaround from him. Military count still significantly ahead for Nocturna. That's not even close. And there's elite Temple Guard. I mean, Dogao doesn't have too many options. Elite Temple Guard's funny to me because I think that unit's gonna do horrible. But you gotta try something. He's gonna mix in, try and get a melee unit in here. They're just horrible against archers, so the Cav Archer doesn't solve the Cav Archer problem. Maybe just thinking through everything he can, experiencing the tech tree and what options he has, but I think for Regicide Fortress, you pretty much are relying on the Guechas to be your unit. And once he lost the front of his base, the Guechas were no longer going to be his unit. Kingston went over to help that side, so he loses some ground that he had gained. And still trying to mask the Arambai. The one thing they could try is elephants with Burmese. It's like, they're not in final form there. But, like, I don't even think the elephant's for Burmese. Oh, God. Miguel tossing away so many camels. I don't think he has the eco for it. And I don't think against Bohemian Haubs and Monks that can work. Just the civs are just so good for Nocturna. I agree that Miguel's camels have been really low. Like, maybe... The more I think about it, maybe Miguel needed to get, like, 60 camels. And he needed to wait to take some engagements. It felt like he definitely rushed into a couple fights. But again, I understand it. This is literally, like, as far as Onimaru Barbetacos is concerned, this is the throwaway game. That's 100% how they saw it. They didn't pick any... They picked one, like, no-brainer civ for it, which was Hindustani's. But beyond that, they're like, whatever. We don't need this game. And to be honest, game 1 could have been that for Nocturna as well, right? They didn't use many of their top civs for that map either. Eventually, we'll have these situations where both teams really value. And there's the Temple Guards, guys. They have 6 Pierce Armor against Cav Archers that are going to be doing 11 damage. I'd actually like for you guys to predict how many kills these Temple Guards get. They have 0 right now. It might stay at 0 because they resign. It might stay at 0 because they actually get 0 kills. Let's see. Run! Go, Temple Guards! Oh, I see some Cav Archers exposed. Oh, 3 kills. Okay. Is it turning? 6 kills. I mean, the camel number's insane all of a sudden. Wait, what? Well, hold up. What? Camel number's insane. Camel number's actually insane. And on this side as well, maybe they're... Is it the trade kicking in? I can't tell. But for the first time in a while, the army numbers are actually kind of similar. And Nocturna having to back away here. I don't think it was the Temple Guards per se, but... remember, they had like 90 army consistently for a while, and now they're at the more balanced 60 because they've added the trade. Interesting. Dogao sending some gold over to Kingston. Maybe Kingston will consider the elephants now, but they hold. Kingston at 164 economy himself right now. God, Temple Guards are just so slow, though. It hurts Dogao doesn't have... Like, he has no fortifications. So any raid attempt, they're just going to get right through later. And, like, building up more castles to get to more Guechas seems really complicated. Watch the Temple Guards bring this game back. It looks like they do okay against the Latus. He's mixing in skirms for the Cav Archers, which makes sense. The players are sharing res back and forth. Yeah, the Bohemian player never really got maxed out, so we haven't seen Hufnitsa yet. That's something Target needs to do. And big push from Miguel and from Dogao. Actually, a real respectable pushback. Because I thought they were just going to call it. Like, in my mind, this is just so over. It wasn't even close. Still think it may be because the Temple Guards will go down. And there's enough eco for Anatov to add more Latus. And this combination is still very, very, very strong. And stacking plenty of castles in the trade routes. We also might see more walling from the teams. They kind of walled over here, just like they walled over here to protect that trade. And I think that was like... That was enough to get you a little bit more excited there if you're Onimaru, but still having issues. Kingston's going to have the same problem Dogao has. He's not going to have castles. But he has petards. Now, is that... Okay, they just signaled. They just signaled that. Did you see that? That's Kingston. He signaled, like, here, and then he signaled here. They're going to go for this. They're actually going to go for a king snipe. I think the camels and the Arambai are going to group up together. But they don't even see these two castles, man. Like, they're thinking they can break this piece of gate and go back. And they're just going to run into a wide assortment of castles. Yeah. Well, you could still try. Maybe there's a hole. Maybe a trade cart will open this or something, right? You got to try, because you're going to die anyways. It's regicide. Like, this is well past the point where you should be thinking. I also think that players need to be upgrading their towers and whatnot, and, like, walling in their tower here. Like, you can't actually allow this to be a possibility. Here he goes, guys. He'll be through. He's telling his team, boys, give me another hour. I'll be through. Okay, never mind. He's going to switch targets. And... wonder why Miguel is here. They're going to run around, maybe? Look, they're going to try. Look, the gate's going to open. Look, he locked the gate. They know now. That's funny. All the gates are locked, so no trade carts are going to open it. I mean, could not be more transparent. But, I mean, it's still not a bad play to try. Because Oh! Oh my god! The king... The kings are fleeing! The units have made it through! The kings are fleeing now! And they are waddling to a castle quickly. Ooh, man. Kingston goes for treason as well. But it's in the castle now. Oh, man. Guys, I think the distraction's kind of working, though. They're, like, kind of have... I don't know how, but they kind of have a population lead. Because, look, all... Look at all the military back here from running in Anatov. They panicked so hard, they brought everything back. There's, like, all their militaries over here. But they survive. Temple Guards helping against the Halbs and Hufnitsa somewhat. But still, Kingston is losing his base. And, I mean, they need siege. Yo! There is a shipment of Ellis! Can they give it another go? No way, right? Like, that'd be insane if they could actually make it happen. Ehrenbeier running into the trade. It kind of feels like... Like, can you guys tell Nocturna's nervous right now? Like, I feel like I could feel their heartbeats increase by, like, 30 beats per minute over the last period here. They hard panicked with that play. Target's not, though. Target's chill. He's having fun. He's playing some AoE. I don't think those elephants are going to be enough in the end. But, I mean, if you take down these castles, that's like a good normal play. I just think that, like, at any point, if running an Anatov just, like, remember Dogao exists, they can just run into Dogao's base. He's wide open. King is actually running now for Kingston. He didn't forget his umbrella, just in case it rains. I guess it might be for the sun, actually. It might be more for shade than rain. I don't know. And the Ellies are going to go down. So, took down some castles, made some progress, but in the end, the army count is just insane for Nocturna. And the army type is also insane. And Kingston's not going to have a base. So, maybe one more go. One more go. One more try. Seriously, though, I would wall around my tower. I would upgrade my tower. I would not put in my castle if I'm going unique unit, because all it takes is one misclick, and you send all your kings into the battlefield. Which we might see in Regicide Rumble. It's a bummer. Regicide Rumble 6 winner, Dogao, can't play Regicide Rumble 7. It's a bummer. Kingston will play. I think he's the only one here in this game that will be playing this week. I'm curious how that will go. Why aren't they helping Kingston? They're trying. They gave him resources. They're trying to get him some army here. But, like, they can only do so much. Scorpions is just not a great play for a variety of different reasons. You know, this Civ just lacks so many options compared to the Civs they're up against. And maybe he gets to, like, 50 Scorpions or something. But I think then the Turk player can just mix in the bombard cannons, right? And there's already a bombard tower and stonewall fiesta over here from running. Yeah, I'm shocked Onimaru's continued to play. I mean, it says a lot about their fight. Maybe I'm wrong, right? Like, I thought they just wrote this off and said, like, whatever. this game doesn't matter. But they clearly are really putting up a fight. And to their credit, they've done a really nice job. Like, they got close to sniping the king. They almost broke them early, but yeah, they're going to tap out finally. Nice recovery from Target, by the way, because Target got pushed, but I'm not trying to take too much credit away from Nocturna. I think they drafted well. They played their civs well. Drafting is part of it, but in reality, they just had like 3 of the very best civilizations against some civs, which are a little bit questionable. The Arambai had that one fight, which was good, but like once the upgrades and the numbers were in, Arambai didn't look nearly as strong. And the Guechas also looked good. I actually think that the Guechas were fine. Dogao just stopped producing them. Like, I wasn't seeing him produce. I think maybe he was adding trade too early. I don't know what happened. Because you gotta... It's going to be a struggle regardless, because it's castle production versus archer ranges, right? But there was definitely a bunch of periods there where he just wasn't queuing them. It felt like it was a good go. Nocturna, though, they tie it up. And I expect a lot of this back and forth in this series, because Nocturna and Onimaru both should be favored on their home maps. All right, so breakdown. We got flanks on the water. We got migration here. We got Turs playing as the Armenians. His pocket, no surprise, will be Burgundians. I think this is one of the best pocket civs on this map. I actually think it is the best. I would say Chinese as well. Other teams are playing a lot of Byzantines here, but I think Burgundians are a no-brainer. Already have the wood upgrade, and you're on a map where you're going to spend a ton of wood adding the fishing ships here. Other flank is Target. Target's playing as the Malay. Interesting. I thought Turs played a lot. I don't know if it's an availability thing, but I was expecting Turs to be in. Turs played a lot for this team. I feel like Turs is... I mean, Target's playing well as well, but like I feel like Turs is maybe a little bit better when it comes to some of the more aggressive maps. Turs was tired? Ah, okay. Well, that's a factor. You do need to play it by that. Energy levels and such. Other flank, Kingston, playing as the Dravidians. Pocket then is Miguel, who's Malians, and I've seen Malians perform well as well. I doubt played him to another Onimaru player. And also, I think it's a very good civilization for Miguel. And then you've got Dogao playing as the Incas. The main reason you pick the Incas is because there's so much wood savings. So, like, you don't need to spend wood on houses after your first settlement. Like, you get... you can't see it here, but the pop space is, like, in the 40s or 50s. So that's just more wood for more docks and more fishing ships. And so it fills a role. Is it the best naval civ long-term? Absolutely not. But I think it fills a role to just play the flank well enough to then have the other civs be the carry civs, right? So that's the idea. But yes, I expect lots of Navy. And then we'll see the transport to the middle. The reason I really like the Burgundians is because they tend to just flow so nicely with their economy. And also just spamming cavalry in the middle. But that's what the Malians do well. That's what Miguel does well as a player. So I'm curious on that. Miguel already has a really nice fishing ship count, to be honest. But I think they should have a slight eco lead because they get the extra population space from the docks. So that's nice Dravidian team bonuses paying off for them. And everything you do with wood is cheaper for the Malians. Have you ever played Hera? Yeah, I played Hera. I played Hera a bunch. I don't have very good success against him. I'm in that weird spot where, like, I get absolutely crushed by anyone in the top 10, but I can, like, compete against anyone who's, like, 30th to 50th, and then it's, like, 50th to 100. Normally, I'm 50-50. It's a weird spot. So it's, like, you feel good about your play, at the simultaneously, you just feel like you're absolutely trash. It's very weird. But yeah, Hera's style is very, very difficult for me to break. We got quite a few fishing ships, actually. More fishing ships than I was expecting. I was expecting, like, 5 max. Kind of what Target's done. And he's going to open with a Hulk. Which is a little surprising, because usually the flanks have just been going galleys. He's going to go Hulk, maybe for a bit of pressure. They're pretty far away here on the water. They don't know that yet. And then we see the additional docks here from Kingston. I assume he's just going to mix in some galleys. Though Dogao was actually going fires. Did you run into Leary since you started playing on the ladder? No, he's scared of me. He's been dodging me, dude. He's terrified. He doesn't want to lose to a caster, so he doesn't want to tell anyone, but that's like the main reason that Leary never played ranked is because I'm always playing ranked, so he's like just been super terrified. I'm being sarcastic. No. Leary plays like super early for me, so it's like morning time for me. But it's been good to seeing him play a little bit more in ranked. Why is Hera's style hard to break? Well, because he takes no risks, right? So it's like, you know those teams in like the World Cup or whatever, who they get a 1-0 lead and then they take no risks and they don't necessarily do anything to try and like score again, and they just lock down and they hold possession and they just suffocate you and you can't ever get the ball again. And you know, like that style of take no risk is really, really, really tricky. So like there's a big skill variance and like stamina variance because I'm like older and slower and you know I'm a caster and stuff. So yeah, in general, high level AoE is exactly that, right? And he's really good at that. So it's like, oh, I have a slight lead. Okay, cool. I will take 0 risks from here, and I'll just play defensive and hold my lead and hold my lead and hold my lead, and then yeah, it's very complicated. How does Hera's style today compare to Viper style around 2018, 2019? I think it's very comparable. Particularly like right now. Like I think Hera's gets away with a lot of stuff because of his reputation. Like he gets away with like things and he continues to get away with it, and until he stops getting away with it, he will continue to like be ultra greedy, right? So I think it's very comparable. Obviously, there's been some changes to the game and stuff, but in terms of like how the matchups end up going, it's very, very similar. Stable in the middle now from Miguel, and we should have the same. But I say that, but Anatov hasn't actually done that yet. He has to wall up that villager very quickly. So if anything, I think this is going to be more the fast imp approach from Anatov once he makes it to Castle Age. For Miguel, I think he's going to do the opposite. And probably stay in Castle Age, drop TCs, and add some cav here. I do not like this engagement for Dogao. I can't really tell, though. It feels like there was just one too many Hawks there. But here we've got the Galley War. But, yeah, I think Dogao was surprised to see Hawks. Normally, you're not too scared of that, because you can use the galleys. But I think it's also the Armenian galleys having the extra bolt. And oh, wait, Turs is here. Guys. Why did no one point out? I said, where is Turs? And he's literally right here. What is wrong with me? I'm so stupid. It's just like 15 minutes later. We did say it? Okay, Hi, Turs. I didn't realize he was here. Okay, so Running's not playing. My bad. I saw Arbe said something, but I just kind of like tuned it out, you know? Somebody else needed to say it. I'm so used to tuning out Arbe's. I read the wrong message. My bad. Well, this is not what Dogao wants, because if Turs makes any progress and can get over here to kill Miguel's fish, then you've kind of failed your job. The Castle Age time is actually very nice for Dogao, and I love this recognition. He's like, absolutely not. You will not get some Hawks to my pockets fish. I will not allow that. And it's a nice recovery. That right there, guys, I see so many people lose the game for their team right there. They don't track that, and then suddenly Miguel can't have a free game. He's 2 stables. He wants to drop TCs everywhere. And he's got the scouts around. So he's preventing Anatov and pretty much the entire team from getting TCs up. And the thing is, they're going to try and win water here. But, like, if they don't win water fast enough, eventually it will be a factor that they don't have the TCs. But I think it does not bode well for Dogao on this side. He's losing galleys. And he's losing galleys before he gets his upgrades. So, yeah, water's probably lost for him regardless. And then there's going to be Anatov coming in on water. And it makes it very easy for Anatov because Anatov doesn't need to come to this side. Right? Like, Anatov already knows he's going to win here. So the fires just go the other way, which means that it's a big problem for Kingston. So it's really fascinating, but this changes everything. Like, Miguel was never expecting to have to make fires to defend his fish. I think Dogao just completely overextended there. I asked Dogao, we talked a little bit in Brazil, and he's just a really funny guy with the way he words things. And he was saying something, I was like, well, I think your ability here, whatever, is good. And he's like, it's fine. And I was like, why, you don't believe or whatever? He's like, I'm old. And, you know, Dogao's been playing high-level AoE for 10 plus years. He could feel the difference, right? Like, he's been around since, like, 2008 or 2009 or something. And I was, you know, he's just like, I'm not consistent. And Yo says the same, and, you know, talk to Viper about it, too. Doubt talks about it, and nice recovery, actually, from Dogao. And Doubt's, like, mentally still feels like he's 16. But it's tough to keep up. Okay, the key right now is you escape with a lot of vills, and this is good teamwork. Miguel's going to allow him to leave with a lot, because you're going to lose water as a team. Kingston already is here, so town center's galore. But yeah, it's going to be fast fire ship for Anatov, and they will lose water. I've seen the approach that Onimaru is going for win. Because you just end up having so much land that losing the water doesn't make a difference. But there's so many fishing ships out for them that they're going to lose. There is this weird dynamic, too, where you could end up having trade on water if you are the team knock. This is funny. That's so unfortunate. Where he built that dock, there's this little water puddle, and he sets his rally point forward, and it ejects there. So, the other day I saw someone get 4 ships stuck there, but you kind of got to delete the dock and replace it. Score is going to be crazy high for Nocturna, but the team is reminding themselves that they need to have land control. Look at this from Target. He's actually mining stone. He's really paranoid. And I think he wants to plan on a castle here because he knows there could be pressure. Lycat from Miguel are looking around, and they're placing outposts as a team. They're just waiting for them to come to land. And Dogao lost a villager here. Someone asked for a tip with Byzantines. Byzantines, you don't want to be very aggressive early. Build up some nice walls, get some good economy rolling, and just like try and scout to see what your opponent's making and make counter units. That's how you want to play Byzantines. They're making archers, make a bunch of skirms. They're making cav, make a bunch of pikes. Don't do anything crazy early. Byzantines are hard to kill late. And, all right, they're going to find this. But Miguel's eco, guys, is pretty ridiculous. Like, look at how many vills he has in the middle at the moment. He's got 50 vills there. At a certain point, you probably just want to delete this TC and not spawn any more vills here, so it doesn't get ranged. But yeah, everything's going down. And okay, they find the castle from Target. And here comes Turs. Turs is going to try now. And he's going to immediately open with a castle. I think they're convincing themselves there's going to be a lot more than's really here. I think they're worried about, like, siege. Like, this whole thought process of castle first wasn't actually needed. But still. They're going to lose the water. They've known they're going to lose the water. There's no surprises there. Miguel's kind of trying to resist a little bit. But against fast fires when you're just in Castle Age, I don't really know how helpful that is. And Miguel sees this. But I think go Imp if you're Miguel. And you just play the map control game. Try and prevent their expansion and wait for your teammates to catch up. Oh, trade cogs. They're actually cogging. Let's go, dude. Let's go. All right, so fun fact. So they made a change where you can do 50-50 on wood and gold with trade cog if you change the option in the game. Yeah, Cogger's in chat. They're not going to do that, but like for now they're getting 72 gold per trip, which is really nice. In theory, they still have the food from the fishing ships and the occasional farm, and then they have the gold from that. So they don't need as many bills. It's unlikely they're ever going to lose the water now. So What is this from Kingston? Why is... Oh. Oh, shoot. There's a transport. Oh, shoot. Oh, God. Okay, well, that's a really nice move. Target transporting with the Karambits is really smart. Also, Kingston... Oh, no. Kingston is also dying to the composite bowman here, and he's looking here. Oh, man. I mean, that's kind of... I don't really know what to say, but that's kind of Miguel's job, right? Like, Miguel's supposed to lock that down with Cav, with Army, and he just doesn't really have the Army there. I think they knew this castle was here. They needed to have something out there early, so that's a little rough. Turs is officially in the game. I'm aware now. Again, Miguel's trying. I think it's actually a mistake, but he's trying to remain competitive on water. I think it's just impossible. There's too many ships out there. You gotta just bank on land. But I think the trade cogs is a really smart move. And I like the read here from target to realize the opponent's not going for a lot of like defensive structures yet or anything. And so he's just going to send it. He's just going to castle. This is also smart. Anatov's just sending all this res to target. Why not? Like, he's not fighting on land at all. So he's just going to full sling his allies so his allies get the resources. The Karambits, forward castle as well, and Nocturna. This is what I said, man. Like, and I don't know if this is in Onimaru's brain. Like, this game is my life. I probably spend more time on the game than, like, these players do. But, like, I remembered specifically that in Nations Cup, this German team, which had a lot of the same players, loved migration. So when I saw the home map pick, I was like, oof. I'm not sure if that's what I would have picked if I was Onimaru. So many raids with the Karambits. So awkward to deal with. Kingston's basically out of the game. Dogal's trying to slowly get in the game, but then it's a question of what do you do with Incas? You pretty much pick them because they're an okay water civ. That's it. Yeah, I think Anatov just slings from here. And I think it... Long term, you can always just stop slinging and then bank into playing some land military. But, like, it allows them to pressure a whole lot faster. And Target's got elite battle elephant on the way. Already has the Trebs out. Already focusing heavily on Miguel's eco. And Target is expanding over here, building his second castle. Also adding in the trade cogs. The gold you get from trade cogs is based on the distance traveled. So right now it's 72. Realistically, I think that Anatov should probably build another dock over here to get a little bit further trade, but I think that's fine. And you know what beats Cavalier, guys? Elephant. At least in a 1v1 battle, it should be Elephant. They don't get the final armor upgrades, but they're super cheap for the melee. And for those who watched the Legend video, it's, hey man, I meant to pick Magyard from Target. Amazing video, dude. I look for that player. He's never active. I'm always looking for him to see if he's doing it again. Legend of the Liar or whatever. The T90, they lowered collision size for trade cogs too. Yeah, they did. They did it multiple times, so I don't remember exactly how recently. But it's not as bumpy as it used to be. It did changes with fishing ships too. But Miguel is just... He had to stop them from expanding on the land, but he never was really able to stop them from getting going. And this is just an absolute explosion from Nocturna. The Ellies are flying in, the composite bowmen, there's Trebs. It's just impossible. Look, it's a massacre, dude. Kingston's going to try. He's trying to make spears right now, get the pikeman upgrade. He might not even make it to imp, man. This is a crazy population explosion. And what I would do if I'm Anatov, you can see, keep slinging. That's well within the rules, and I think that's a fine option. But you can just slowly start to build up whatever buildings you want to make military out of if you're going to contribute with military later. And that way you have the buildings if it's needed. Elephants just... I talked about this in the Brazilian Dynasty tournament. Camels against Ellies is not my favorite move. They do have bonus damage, but it's not nearly enough to like factor in against the strength of the elephants, in my opinion. So When an elephant is 300 HP, you're going to need that bonus damage to be a lot higher, which is where I prefer it to be like Halb. Malay or Malians don't really get that option. It does feel like that's what Kingston is trying to do, man, but this is... The score isn't just water right now, Barbetacos. They're telling themselves they've got a lot of useless navy. The score must just be water, which is the classic, like, cope when you're being pressured like this. But oh man, this is a stomp. Kingston doesn't make it to, he does make it to Imp, and yeah, now the dock's a little bit further for Anatov, so he's getting 85 gold per trip. And then technically, you could delete, you could build the dock down here as well if you're Turs. Like, there's things you can do to manage the trade, but 85 gold per trip and having it be unrateable is sick. Just keep slinging. It's funny, this is also one of the things that they did in the Nations Cup event. It was a big sling in at least some of the games. Well played. Honestly, Miguel's approach, I think, is very good, and I've seen it work. I saw Onimaru Vanguard do it. I've seen LY do it. I've seen Vitality do it. So the approach of, like, slowly losing water and full taking land, I think is fine. I think they need to pose a little bit more threat on water, and they need to pose a little bit more threat on land. Meaning, I think Dogao had a bit of a rough game. Him falling behind when he did against Turs in the south was really unfortunate. I think that led to Miguel making Navy when he never really wanted to. As a result, then Miguel doesn't have siege. Miguel isn't, like, actively seeing everything in the middle. He's not able to stop this expansion, which there was an opportunity. And I think he was just far too overwhelmed at that point, and then just, like, took a lot of damage. So, 2-1. That was Barbetacos' home map, right? So I called this series as 3-2 because my feeling was, like, the teams, when I look at this, like, this is a card game, right? It's like Pokemon or something, and you know the matchups, even though I never really played a lot of Pokemon. Like, game 1, I preferred for Barbetacos. Migration, I prefer for Nocturna. Fortress, I prefer for Nocturna. Cape of Storms, I prefer for Onimaru. That's probably what we're going to see next. And then Men in D, to be honest, I think it's a little bit of a toss-up with Civs, but that is on Noc's side. So maybe big advantage for Noc right now. All right. So this is one I was just saying, like, the last two maps, it's a little bit more clear-cut in how the game's going to play out. It's a lot more defined in what's possible. Remember, 9 villagers start in this tournament, so we're looking at a lot more villagers at the start. But this map, a lot can go wrong. There's a million different things to multitask with, and so I think it's actually a good decision they've got Turs in here. I felt like Target was maybe struggling ever so slightly with the multitasking, but there was a lot of pressure coming his way. So we got Turs on the front playing as the Celts. We've got Anatop behind him playing as the Khmer. And then way up to the north, we have Running playing as the Huns. You've got this water. This is as close as we can get in Age of Empires to waves. So I think the elevation here is to symbolize waves, even though it looks very weird. Gravity in Age of Empires is different. But yeah, you can use the hill bonus with the water, and that would affect some of the fights here. Usually, the players that are going to make Navy are the players who are in the front position. But the problem I'm finding is the front position players also get attacked first, and they also end up needing to attack sometimes with, like, man-at-arms. So, honestly, more and more, what I kind of want to see is I want to see the pocket player play water. Water into scouts could be interesting, and then just have, like, the front player play man-at-arms and archers. I could see that being the approach from Nocturna with the Khmer. Because you think Khmer is just going to fish boom and add scouts, which is true. They're going to add scouts. But why don't you, like, build up on water a little bit? Imagine if you end up winning on water and then going into scouts. It could be good. I don't know. Also, this is the second time I've seen this today. We actually have the Huns player walking to dock. You're probably not going to see that from Miguel. So it'll be even more reason to win water if your team Noc. Because Running will have the fishing ships down here. I didn't see every game in this tournament, but most teams are not docking with the player in the north. And CNZS did it to start the day, and now we have the same thing here from Noc. All right, we're going to focus on Turs. He's the man of the hour. I need, like, 90 seconds. I'll be right back. All right. I don't think we missed a ton. Typically, the northern players are going to end up playing archers. You can see the teams are trying to combine together. What's kind of interesting is I think the scouting pattern, they didn't see the barracks. Barracks behind gold is very untypical. So, like, the fact... Okay, they'll catch the militia now so they can communicate that. But typically, there's going to be some military buildings in front. Kingstone's running in this way. He's going to spot the gold rather late here from Turs. Turs knows the militia's coming in because of the communication. So he gets the quick wall down. I think. No, that's really bad. That's really bad for him. Even getting pushed off the gold can slow him down with production. He did kill a militia, which is probably where he was looking, and he's actually just going to turn around. Normally, I hate having to do this, like running after someone, but I think if you're Celts, you're always going to catch him, and you don't want this to affect Anatov. Anatov's actually on gold and also adding the stable, so we'll try and go scouts and mix in Navy. And in the north, we've got scouts from running and a bunch of walls here, as it's probably going to be archers. No, it's going to be scouts from Miguel as the Ketons. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But, like, you see what I mean? There's already so many other things we've talked about compared to the other games. It was, like, a lot more strategic the last two games, and more about, like, what civs were picked, and, like, what you do with it, versus, like, actual just pure execution. And I think, like, this is where maybe Onimaru is going to like their chances. Because there's a lot of execution elements. I will say, like, the fishing variance is pretty significant. And that's going to eventually grow and grow and grow, because running can have 7 fishing ships down here, and there's 0 for Miguel. It's not that complicated for running. It slows down your feudal time, maybe, to walk all the way down there, but beyond that, it's not really that big a deal. And I think Dogao is also going to point out to the team, like, yo, they've got fish. We don't have fish. Dogao and Kingston need to get back to that, like, combination work they were using in the first game. But the Celt Man-at-Arms have a lot of pace and a lot of speed to make this difficult to chase down with the scouts. Dogao is Magyar, so he does get the extra attack, and the nice military timing here from Nock. They've just got so much pressure. I want to point out, so someone asked, is Nock full German team? Yeah, so it's a bunch of German players, and I don't know if that means we have a higher percentage of Germans watching right now, but reminder that the final of the main event of the league event, as they're going to clear this up finally, is in Germany. Will be a LAN into a 1v1 event. So exclamation mark Garrison, if you want to check out the tickets. It's in November. It's in Hamburg. Yeah, I'll be there. I don't know exactly what the plans are, but typically get to meet a lot of fans, have some good events. So it goes 3v3 final into like a 3 to 4 day 1v1 event, which is sick. Double stable from Anatov. I like this. I think it's a really good approach. And I think it's extreme that I was worried that they might not lean in towards here, just because the last 2 games felt very defensive. That fight was so good for Anatov. Look how Scout's getting trapped there. Keep in mind, there's still the scouts from Miguel, and running is tracking them as they're slowly trying to housewall this way, but that's really good communication. There is a Hulk there from Turs. And I guess Kingston kind of missed that, but it's just, there's not going to be too much on water at the moment. Yeah, it's over Thanksgiving, so not ideal for anyone who wants to, like, be home for Thanksgiving, but I don't think there's going to be too many Germans celebrating Thanksgiving. A lot of people go. It's not just people from the country. Like, when I was in London, there was, like, I met people from, like, 15 different countries, as well as the last time I was at a German LAN as well, so. T90, this will be the first time I'm attending a LAN event in person. Would love to see you there. All right. Can't wait to meet you. Butt plugs rule. That's the joyous moment of my life, guys. Go to a LAN event, get to meet a fan. T90, I'm a big fan. Can you take a photo, please? Oh, sure. What's your username? Butt plugs rule. I'm actually very curious. I'm very curious what you're gonna be like in person, to be honest. And I mean, like, personality-wise. Like, who names themselves that, you know? Oh, man. Scouts get in from Anatov, and Miguel wasn't fully walled, and this is looking so good for Nocturna. Again, they've got a good situation on water. They've got more than a good situation on land. This could be a bit of a sandwich here. It's kind of hard to move around. Oh, my God. We've got all players here right now. What is this? Meet me in the trees. I think this is better for Noc. The archer positioning is better for Noc. The scout numbers is better for Noc. Everything about this is better for Noc. That was so good. Only thing that hurts them right now is their castle times are a little late, but I think there's enough food, or I think they're going to be more than fine. Man, that's a lot of action. Crazy army numbers. I really like that they were able to force Kingston to chase all the way to the north. Like, Kingston was never able to push. We haven't seen him here. He's been reacting to save his teammates, basically. And trying to work with Dogal, but of course, Dogal has really struggled. And then for Miguel, just look at the eco difference. He's got the pastures, which is one of the best ways to bring in food in the game. But he doesn't have fish, right? Like, that's 9 fishing ships working. Kingston's needed now. He can't go forward anymore. Because if this blacksmith goes down and the army's in, they're cooked. They need to wait for their upgrades, and Dogal's going to have to use some damage control here. He's microing his vills. It's actually crazy good micro. But I think the units are going to get in, and the archers are going to have to run away. Vills from Dogal are going to run away. We do have some activity on water. Dogal's sniping some of the fishing ships there. So that makes a lot of sense, actually. Dogal's playing heavy on the water. But I feel like Turs is going to be able to handle that for the team. And Anatov is able to run around and get to the archers. Kingston can't lose the archers. Dogal can lose some vills on the woodline, whatever, but you just can't lose army now. You need to win this game through the crossbow timing, probably. But, oh, God. Has to run from this gold. Woodline's still exposed as well. Anatov's had a crazy game. Crazy good game. Like, previous game was good as well. Whole series has been really good from Anatov. But, like, this game he's been everywhere. It's been so good. And, oh, okay, he's going to try and split up. He doesn't have forging, so it might be a bit tricky, but he does have all the armor upgrades. I think there's a lot of value in just the fact that his team has time. Like, these crossbowmen are going to have to move forward. And if they do, the scouts are going to go hit somebody else. Just keeping the crossbowmen here for a small period of time gives a good situation for Turs to get to Castle Age. This is still open as well. Oh, man. I also have never really liked the Ketons in team games. In 1v1s, they're a bit dangerous, but not getting bloodlines is really bad in my opinion. You're hoping on the extra attack to work out, but I think the lack of tankiness becomes a real issue at a certain point. It was up against 2 armies, though, so the extra attack pays off a little bit. The crossbows are moving forward here from Kingston. Water's still even. Maybe not. If Dogal moves in, maybe he gets some fishing ship snipes. Love it from Turs to go 3 ranges here. It's a really good decision. Because, like, you've worse archers overall in the long run, so you probably just want to win with pure numbers right now. And Turs has his archers back here as well. Where did he come from? How did he get here? And Miguel's like, dude, guys, you got to let me know about that. Lycav sniping the villagers on the town center from Anatov. And yeah, these crossbowmen in the back with Anatov as well. Again, he's literally everywhere right now. And Miguel's in big trouble. Really good stuff, man. And it's cool as well, right? You played, like, Fortress, like, amazing. You played Migration, amazing. You now come into Cape of Storms. Like, this has been 3... If they win this, it would be 3 wins, really different style maps. And crossbows will move forward. The crossbows are actually up here from Kingston. He's going to try and get through. Look at this house wall. Like, that is mostly walls. Horrible situation for Miguel. Like, how are you supposed to get your gold if the crossbows are in there? Knights and crossbows come in here and deny the TC as well. It's over. It's over, man. It is just one slaughter after another here. Only thing is if there's a hole somewhere. If there's a hole somewhere, this could somehow get bad. And there's a hole somewhere. No! No, that's so bad. But this is still some really good damage they're getting here. He should be able to receive a little bit of help. Like, maybe running can send some support down here. He just needed to keep extending that wall a little bit further. And they're trying to clear up Miguel's base a little bit. Miguel's still in feudal. Running is in the wood line for Dogao, and on the gold, there's still crossbows everywhere. I think the crossbows... Oh, those are Vils from Turs. I thought Turs was gonna come back. Oh, shoot. Kind of a collapse for Anatov. He's lost his whole wood line. All of his farmers are idle. He's off of his gold as well. He's got like 50 idols right now. Might turn around a little bit here. Nice job to give yourself an opportunity here for your Onimaru. You got the TCs up pretty quick. These scouts, I mean, there's only 4 remaining. They killed 11 Vils. The crossbows didn't kill enough. Or they didn't kill as much as they idled, really. But that was still really good value as well from Kingston. Population's close. And might actually be even here if Turs ends up losing his army. He's going to lose his army. Bad sign if Miguel's just now on the way to Castle Age, though. Turs should probably have multiple town centers soon. I will say his eco is pretty rough. And maybe that's a sign of some nerves, but I'm not seeing a real balance that he would like right now. But Running's playing solid with 3 town centers. Miguel's behind in Vils heavily and isn't even in Castle Age to go to 2. It is 2 TCs for Anatov. I think Turs can kind of just protect him right now. Find this map really weird with the wood lines. But I've seen worse versions of it where there's only like 2 or 3 paths through the middle. You can mostly move through every area there. But it's really awkward. Guys, where's Anatov's army? It's coming home now. I expected after they got hit that they were going to come back and they were just going to like work together from the front and finally combine. I mean, luckily for them, Running is absolutely crushing Miguel. Because this is actually really bad for Turs. And I think there's enough knights from Anatov where he can probably get rid of these crossbowmen. He needs to ideally stop the crossbowmen from getting in that gap. Hopefully with Turs coming from the other side, it's okay. Turs is not in the best of situations. But nah, dude, Miguel is so dead. He is so dead. He's in Castle Age, 37 villagers, losing villagers underneath the TC, on the gold. And Nock are going to end up clearing this up. So there was that one pushback, that one attempt. And it was good work from Kingston and good work from Dogao and Miguel to get some damage in, but I might just be out of resources now. Why is chat saying it's coming home? Did I miss something? Or is this in jest at the viewers from the UK? You said it's coming home? Oh, did I? I don't even know what I said. I probably said something was coming home, like units were coming home or something like that. Siege Workshop goes up. Someone in chat just says Paraguay. Hey, let them have their moment, all right? Let them have their moment. I mean, Nock is playing really well. And super well-rounded across all the maps. And I think I don't know how much time they put in to prepare for this. But from my perspective, there's never any big questions on the draft, right? Like, they make every Civ selection just look perfect. But that's what winning does. There's a lot of players who've used some weird strats and weird combinations and they've won, and it doesn't look so weird anymore, right? Winning tends to cure all problems. And I think Noct is going to be interesting. They might even have some strategies hidden for the main event, which they'd qualify for here with this win. And Turs is going to run through, and Turs can just camp here And this house wall that Dogao has is not going to be it. He has to somehow get some army over. He will bring some army over. He's getting some support from Kingston. There's some positives there. He does have to temporarily leave the gold. He does still lose a lot up here. And now Kingston is getting pushed by the siege push from Celts. But, all right. Kingston holding. Water is pretty much going to be completely Nocturna's. The only fishing ships working for Dogao are just the ones that Turs is missing. Turs has kind of fixed his eco as well, but I think it's fine. He just needs heavy pressure. It's up to his teammates to carry here. Your Civ isn't great in Imp, so you need to have a good Castle Age. Oh, double bit axe! Oh my god! Thank god he's Celts. Nobody screenshot that. Nobody clipped that. Turs shows up to chat a lot. Missing double bit axe until the 32-minute mark is pretty rough. That's what you tell the team afterwards. You don't tell them now, because the game's still pretty competitive, pretty close. He would have brought in a lot more resources if they would have had that, but he's on 2 town centers now. Army count's actually close. Don't ask me how, but army count is actually very close right now. And there we go. Turs will kill the fish from Dogao. Imp is on the way for Anatov. I mean, you gotta clear the army soon. If you're Onimaru, you need a big engagement. If there's been one weakness for NOC, at times they haven't had all 3 players together. But, I mean, they're doing it right now. So this is probably the time you want to keep all your army mass together. Don't lose any grounds, and allow Anatov to just stay protected so he can get his upgrade. Running, bleeding a little bit of army forward here. So he just wastes a couple knights. I think he was looking up here, where he also loses a bunch of knights to cav archers. I love the Siege Workshop position. Like, this Siege Workshop presence means they probably need to take this down before advancing forward. It's so good. You don't even need kills from the Siege, in my opinion. It just gives you a little bit of extra time. Yeah, they're really massing all the knights here now. It's going to gear up for one big fight. And I guess Miguel's just going to stay in the north now because he's pretty far away. He does have 2 random cav archers there that he probably can't see. T90 top of the map. What about it? The TC? Yeah, it's good TC. I mean, Miguel maybe needs to force Running to come home. Like, Running may be a little undecisive right now on where he goes. If he goes all the way home, maybe there's a chance that Kingston and Dogao could work together here. But, like, Dogao's here and Kingston's not. The way the gold is scattered, it is really important to position yourself in these areas. There's a lot of additional gold up there. I mean, Miguel's 1 TC, right? So he's not spending any wood on town centers or anything. And he's been in Castle Age for a while now, so he wasn't really in a lot of these fights. He gets the cav archers, but now you see Imp, and now you're like, oof. Like, you're an Imp, and now it's going to be almost impossible to win any fight against Anatov. Turs is losing his wood line. But with all due respect, I think for Turs, he's going to take that. He's going to do whatever he can for his team. He is not the player that matters here. It's all about Anatov and Running. And here they go. That's a lot of knights. It's going to be 33 Cavalier. My goodness. And, like, this is TC destroying army, right? Like, forget about economy now. Now you just run underneath TCs and, like, 8-shot it. This is a decent fight here for Miguel. That's what he wants. He wants to be fighting those knights. He doesn't want to be fighting the Cavalier. Stone walls from Dogao, but it's not in time. It's not in time. Yeah, this is fully upgraded Cavalier. This is a completely different game now. And I think more Cavalier will push forward with Turs and with Running. And they're just going to go right to Kingston's base. Kingston's waiting for Imp himself. Miguel having to come back home to chase this down. He'll get raided again. Good job from Anatov to just split this up. You could just take down town centers with your whole group. but this has more effect. You can raid multiple players at once. Look how big the army is. Is Imp going to be in time for Kingston, or is he just going to lose his army? He's kind of wedged his army in there. If there was siege, actually, it'd be very strong. But he can't be back here. Anatov is raiding over here. Anatov is underneath the TC. He's on the gold. He's on the wood line. Like, he is freaking everywhere, man. Only thing he can't do is he can't get to these crossbows. So Kingston will have Bracer and Chemistry at least. But look at the eco count. Like Onimaru, just, it can never recover from this. Turs has 80 vills, which is 40 lower than his teammates. And he is about to have more villagers than any of the other team players have. Like, that's how significant their eco lead is. It's ridiculous. And it's just been relentless pressure. Like, running and Anatov, scouts all over. Turs with the pressure with the man-at-arms. He did his job to control the water and to not fall behind early. This has been impressive, man. That monastery is actually going to go down. There's 4 relics in there, too. That monk's like all my hard work. And it's going to be outside the city gates. It's interesting how it's like appeared in the monastery like that. Did that one relic disappear? Huh? Oh, okay. It's back. Never mind. Yeah, go take the relics if you want. Cavalier in the north. Miguel's about to be an Imperial Age 2, so he's hoping for Bracer. He's about to be an imp with 22 vills. 22 vills and 22 military. Perfectly balanced. When we talk about a balanced economy, that's not exactly what we mean. He's lucky he made it to imp, to be honest. And TC's about to go down. It's always more army, always more flood. Only thing they're missing is siege. Or like castles. But I think they're probably going to have that soon. Castles going up there. And Running, who's got all the stone and all the gold in the north locked down, will drop that castle. There's nothing Miguel can do about it. And there's always another army. There's always another raid. Always another fire you've got to put out. This Running will be an imp as well. And a castle in the north for Miguel. I don't know what the voice comms are like right now, but things have not felt good for any of the Onimaru players. Maybe Miguel's been like, kind of like being like, guys, maybe we're dead. And teammates are saying we've got to play on. I mean, Kingston's got, he's done a good job of keeping his army alive. And Celts just kind of suck at this stage of the game. If you don't get Arbalest, you don't get Bracer. But it might not matter, right? Like, with Miguel's out of the game, Turs probably has time to actually get to some other options. Or just be the Treb guy. Just drop castles. And there's the castle. And again, there's a castle up here. And Cav Archers and Cavalier from Dogao and Miguel focusing in the middle. Turs has to run away. But this is just more pressure. Look at Turs micro the crossbows there for a second. Value. Still getting kills. Army count still somehow very similar. They did toss away a lot of Cavalier to get these villager kills, I guess. Like, as long as they don't run out of gold and they can continue to produce army, eventually Onimaru just hit a wall and they can't produce any more, right? Like, 150 vills against 75. I will say Turs is a little all over the place. And he's not going to be fielding army. So I don't know where these vills are going. Maybe running to the north to take the stone and gold. Like, they're feasting up here, man. I just don't know if their army's strong enough. Yeah, Turs doesn't need archers anymore. Like, Turs kind of did his job. Well, all Turs needs to do is play castles and walls now. So, like, big walls here, castles, couple trebs here. Get a big economy, and then you play, like, Onager later or something. He's dropping Siege Workshops, so, like, he's prepped to go Onager. Could actually go Scorpion, maybe. But he doesn't really have a lot of resources to justify that switch yet. Guys, Running is in the back again. And Miguel is running from Running right now. He's left one villager in his economy on 2 HP, and the rest of the vills are moving. And he might get found as well. Please find him. No! Run, Miguel! Kingston just had to send him resources so he could build the TC. I wonder how that conversation went. I mean, props to Onimaru. They somehow have had decent enough fights. Like, I thought they were so dead. But they can't replenish their army, and the other team can. And somehow Terz is going to lose his TC, maybe. Miguel is running somewhere else to build his TC because where he chose is in trouble. Dogao's losing all his eco. More army coming in from Anatov. They did kind of avoid dealing with this army, but it's still probably fine. There's more Hussars in queue. There's more Cavalier in queue. And now there's Paladin from running. And I think the GG is going to come in any second. Nocturna, get the job done. Very good results. I kind of forget who Nocturna lost to in the first qualifier, but yeah, they're really, really good. They were seed 4 this tournament, I think. And there's a little bit of debate on that, right? Because part of the seeding process is from all the ranked games. And a lot of our pros don't play a lot of ranked games, so the seeding can be a little bit different. But like, I always felt like they were going to like creep into that top 9 as long as they could implement whatever they're practicing behind the scenes. Really well-rounded series from them. And I even said, like, I thought that maybe Onimaru would prefer this type of map because of all the multitasking and all the, like, different Arabia elements to it. But that wasn't the case at all. It was the other way around. Noc, like, took the water, took advantage of that, and they had their foot on the gas in Feudal Age. And Castle Age decisions were important here, but it really felt like Feudal Age is where they had all the tempo and all the momentum here. So congrats to them. They move in, and now we'll have our 9 teams solidified for the main event of the league. It'll be, I don't know the exact chunk of time. I think it's like 6 weeks, maybe 7 weeks of more team game action between the top 9 teams. And eventually, like I said, in November in Hamburg, Germany, will be the LAN final. So it'll be the top 2 teams remaining. And then it'll be after that LAN final, there's also a 1v1 event as well. So again, live tickets if you want to check it out. Garrison command in my Twitch chat. And then there's also the image below the stream if you want to click it and look into that. Get your tickets for the live events if you want to. There's plenty of time for that. I'll talk more about it in some videos.